Alright guys, welcome back once again. We are here because I have attended another BeyBlade tournament. Now this one is only a casual tournament. Basically, instead of being ranked like the last one, the idea of this one, there's no roster lock. We can bring as many Beyblades as we want and swap around between them to kind of just incentivize trying some fun combos, new stuff, non-meta, whatever, or just in general to try and practice and get better. With that being said, some people still brought their Wizard Rods and their Shark Scales and their Dragoons and all the fucking bullshit, but it's fine. We will be having fun regardless of the meta sweats. Anyhow, what am I bringing to this tournament? Now, I have one main deck, and I did kind of just swap out for one extra Bey. I didn't go too crazy on different things I wanted to try, but anyway. I'm gonna cut the intro a little bit short this time. I don't think I need to make a big intro once again. If you are new to Beyblade for whatever reason, and you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, you can check out my video from last tournament that has a pretty decent introduction into everything Beyblade X. Yeah, without further ado, let me just get right into it. Also, yeah, I made a, I repainted my deck box like I said I would. It looks beautiful. It turned out amazing. I still gotta varnish it, but it is ready in terms of design. It is hand painted. Anyhow, first, I just got this guy not too long ago. Here we have Shark Edge on 160 low rush. Now, Shark Edge is in a very similar weight tier to Dragon Sword. Oh, the main thing being that this guy hits a little bit harder, can also have higher burst potential, but has a bit worse stamina than Dragon Sword. This guy was really good when he was fresh. I still say he's quite good nowadays, but he's definitely outclassed by, obviously, his better version, Shark Scale. The 160 is to try and concentrate the weight on this blade here, get those critical hits going, and the low rush is to try to go low and preserve some good stamina. I did debate going low flat on this as well for more speed as opposed to stamina, but I ended up deciding on low rush. I do eventually swap this guy out for Grand Buster on 160 low rush as well. They share the bit. That happens like later on in some rounds. These guys are basically the same. I'm probably more comfortable playing Grand Buster, but I just wanted to swap around a little bit. As you guys know, Grand Buster, the totalizer of Beyblades, if this guy doesn't one-shot, it is basically over. But anyhow, that is going to be the slot 1 of my deck. Shark Edge, which is sometimes subbed out by Grand Buster. Now, number 2, of course, Dragon Sword. I mean, I can't not bring this guy. This guy is like my spirit animal, my main. Now, this Dragon Sword, unlike that one, is in black. This guy comes with the dual pack with the yellow Gil Wyvern. They're basically the same in terms of performance. I just wanted to bring a black one for the sake of matching the deck that you will see in a second. But also, this guy I have this time on 360 rush as opposed to 360 flat. Main reason being that I wanted to try this out. Rush is supposed to be the better attack bit, loses a bit of speed to get more endgame stamina, and I don't know, I wanted to try it out and see how this works, as opposed to the regular stock combo, but 360 Ratchet, still the same, works quite well. Now finally, a bit different from what I usually run, I have Silver Wolf, a defensive stamina type. He's like a bit of both, and I have him on 760 Hexa. Now, Hexa is a bit uncommon on Wolf. It is good, but a lot of people try to go Ball instead because he loses a lot of stamina by going Hexa. But I wanted to go with Hexa mainly because this guy, I feel like he topples over a lot on Ball and Free Ball, so I wanted to have this be a bit more stable. I kind of regret this later on, but with that being said, he still looks pretty good. 760 for the extra weight distribution as well, making him a little bit heavier and all around it. Now, this 760 is, I'm going to say illegally acquired, not actually. But something you can do with ratchets is that you can actually, unscrew this little part here and change the middle section for another one. We call this ratchet swapping. Now, in most tournaments, this is banned. However, for our community specifically, we're a lot more like, I wouldn't say casual, but like, we don't have any official tournaments here, so it's a bit more lenient. We are allowed to ratchet swap, assuming the ratchet exists, right? So this was originally a 780, but 780 kind of sucks. And I don't have a 760, so I asked if it's allowed to swap out the center part to be a 760. And so long as the part that you're making exists, it is allowed. So I can't make like a 750, right? Or I can't make a whatever the hell. But this is allowed. Yeah, anyway, as we're running on Wolf, first time running a more defensive combo as opposed to the full attack that I usually run. But yeah, the main thing behind this deck is I wanted to go with the full drip, full black Beyblades. And then, Dram Buster in the back, just to spice things up. Now, I did consider at one point between the rounds, this mini spoiler, I did consider swapping out Dragon Sword for Phoenix Wing. He's kind of just better. So I did switch him out between rounds, but then before the next round started, I immediately swapped back. Because then I thought, you know what? It wouldn't be me R2 Bladen if I didn't bring Grand Sword, so Phoenix Wing doesn't actually ever show up. This is gonna be playing mostly with. And yeah, it was a fun tournament. I'll let you watch the matches with some commentary here and there, and yeah, let's see how it went. Immediately, my first match starts kinda rough because the referee went 3-2-1 shoot so fast that I didn't react in time, so I had a late launch. We had to reshoot that one. I almost killed a man on this relaunch, bro. Shark Edge went in crazy, snapped that fucking golem's head off. He went flying across the entire venue. My opponent had to go pick it up. Almost hit him. I'm kind of thankful it didn't. That would have been a bit ugly, but yeah. Match 1 was a pretty strong showing. Unfortunately, Sword did not score any points. That endgame stamina isn't good even with Rush. Honestly, this match kind of made me realize that Rush just doesn't feel better than Flat on Sword specifically, because this endgame is so bad anyway. I feel like I just gotta focus on that speed. Anyway, aside from Sword, it's selling a little bit. The Super Wolf against Golem was kind of crazy. I went for a bit of a weird tilted launch, which ended up giving a crazy deflection out of the stadium. So that worked out pretty well, yeah. Cool first match. I got absolutely packed up in round 2. Well, not really, I kind of just missed a lot of good hits. First launch was terrible, I put myself in a horrible spot and I got instantly extremed. After that though, Sword and Shark almost got extremes at a couple points, but they just couldn't quite get a strong enough hit. I really just don't believe in Sword on Rush. This guy just loses so much power, he doesn't hit hard at all anymore, and he still just loses every endgame anyway. Definitely wasn't a fan of the Rush bit on Sword. This match also made me switch out Shark Edge for Buster, just to try to get a little bit more firepower in there. Shark was good, honestly, but after this match, I was like, damn, I need to get a little bit more firepower because I just wasn't getting any good hits whatsoever. And then Wolf losing spin to Golem is genuinely embarrassing. I think I just didn't launch that hard. I was like afraid I would like knock myself out. But I ended up launching so softly that I just lost a spin to fucking Golem, bro. Golem is good, by the way, but Silver Wolf is a fucking stamina type. Like, I should be winning that 100% of the time, and I didn't, because I'm garbage. It's fine. It is what it is. Schrummel over here, pretty cool guy. We actually talked to him a lot during the tournament. Wasn't really salty at all about this loss. I got packed up, but he was pretty good. I'm not upset about it. Let's keep moving. Okay, this round, despite being a sweep, was kind of embarrassing. I mislaunched a billion times and I was given like a billion second chances. That's just how the rules are here, but I felt really bad. Okay, even if the relaunches didn't happen, I probably would have still won that, but like... Nah, man, I felt so bad. I even apologized to the guy, like, bro, that was way too many relaunches, I'm so sorry. And on that Silver Wolf launch, I saw that he had 960 free ball, which is the best possible stamina combo, where I was running a more defensive one. So I was like, okay, to beat this, I need to spin like a 30k RPM launch right here. And I do that, I don't know if the actual number was correct. I do that, but then I flick the launcher so aggressively that we hit an air contact immediately, and I just get sent flying across the room. So on the next launch, I had to tone it down a little bit, and I do lose the spin finish to that. Dude, man, I saw free ball, I was like, oh shit, I really need to hard launch this one, and I went a bit too hard on it. Yeah, Dram Buster, you know, he comes in here, he just gets that shit done. He's my personal rod counter. He's not very consistent, but when he gets the hit, holy fuck, he gets the hit.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, I'm quickly gonna make a break here and just go over this. Man, okay, listen. I do not believe in Rush, at least on Dran's sword. So right here, right, I'm looking at this man's launcher, right? It's with a Rot versus Dran's sword. Not really what I want to see, but I know I can win it. I've practiced it a lot of times. I look at his launcher, right? With the way he's tilting it, which is basically not at all, he's gonna be in center stage-ish. I know that. That's how he's gonna launch. I know where he's gonna land. So what I do is I am gonna go for an instant X-dash. I'm gonna try to flick my flat launch to go for the full extreme rail. And I kind of do that, you know, I get that. But one, my rush bits actually turned out to be slightly broken. The gears are a bit fucked, so I end up weirdly exiting the X-rail at an angle and missing. And then after that, because I already did my first X-dash, the second one has less power and does like no fucking damage to Rod. But see, if I had the flat bit or low flat or under flat or any other flat variants, I would have written that extreme rail just fine, even faster, would have hit directly head on and gotten the extreme finish, and that would have been the game. But I wanted to try out Rush, and I said, yo, it's good, it's the meta bit. Nope. I had the read, I knew where he was going, I did the launch, but Rush sold. Man, it's probably something I'm really mad, but like, oh man, I was so close to having a huge upset on like full meta deck. Was it Rod, Shark Scale, Kobold Dragoon, cool as fuck. Ah man, I was this close with Trans Sword no less. Ah man, I'm like watching the footage back and see this. I didn't notice it in the moment. I think I was just like too locked in on just the game itself. Man, if I just went with stock sword, man, that would have been it. It is what it is, but man, that stings to see. It would seem that my relaunch luck ran out. Buster jumps out of the pocket after a no-contact self-KO. Honestly, it's on me. I flicked him a bit too hard in the wrong direction and then he just sent himself out. Maybe on relaunch, you know, I could have sniped the rod and brought it back, but honestly, I think it was just over from the moment the sword didn't get that KO that I wanted. Oh well, I think I played pretty well for the most part. There was some bad launches here and there, but I think I did really well, and I kept it close. I think I played well. Just, you know, keep sword on stock next time, and don't flick too hard. Last match was pretty unfortunate. Trans Sword did try to bring it back at the very end, but it just was too little too late. Silver Wolf versus Wizard Rod is completely unwinnable 99% of the time, so that was just instant losses when that was drawn. I got some unlucky launches with Buster getting knocked back by fucking Rod and then also Hover earlier. Just in general, not the best performance I had. Also, quick cutaway from like the BeyBlade stuff, bro. DJ Smook, right? No offense, but man, this guy did not crack a smile once during this entire exchange. I don't look fondly back on this match because this man was frowning the entire time. Even when he won, there was not a smidge of happiness on this man's face. Buddy, lighten up a little, we're Beyblading. Anyway, that marks the end of my tournament run. Unfortunately, since I did lose 3 times, I am pretty much guaranteed to not make top cut. With that being said, I did place the highest of anyone that did go 2 and 3. Mainly because everyone that I lost against, 2 of them made top cut, and one of them was also ranked pretty highly, so my resistance was very high. But with that being said, I'm still happy with how I played. Outside of the last match, I think I did really well. And I definitely could have made top cut if just a few things went slightly differently, but either way, I'm very happy with how I did. Let's have a quick look at the results that all the bays brought in terms of points.